Good morning, everyone. My apologies for the overlapping of the other Zoom call there.
Good morning. Moment.
But that should do it.
Okay, again, good morning and thank you always for your grace as we gather who's online, who's present, and are able to just reconcile how to move most efficiently for you throughout this meeting. This does mark the beginning of the December 4th, 2025 Ohio Elections Commission meeting at 10:06 a.m. We're going to start with our first item on the agenda before minutes and actually go through the roll call.
Thank you. Mr. Knight,
Here.
Mr. Lyle.
Here.
Ms. Dolores.
Here.
Mr. Kirschner.
Present.
Chair, again,
Present.
the current members of the commission are present. Ms. Davis is absent. She had a conflict, as did Mr. Stoutberg, the alternate.
Madam Chair, I'll move to accept the absences of the two teachers.
Second.
Okay, absolutely. We have a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed unanimously. Okay. We go on to the review and approval of the regular meeting minutes of November 20th. And commission members have any concerns or is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll just note abstentions. Since I was-
Correct. Very good. Okay, so that motion passes
Or enough.
4-0.
They're correct.
Okay, and I did see, Phil, that we had a couple more joins. We noted those or give us just a moment. He's here. Okay, where, and then another one. Reeves is representing Ms. Lopez and then,
Yes.
Okay.
So I talked to the board.
got it. Yeah.
Just in case you want to kick.
Okay, and then this month Sora is where, sorry.
He did file a report. He didn't make a statement.
Okay, do you know where they're located on the agenda? Man, Sora.
He's in the county board. For
Chris, do you know if this 2023R-4,
he's a consideration list. The very first one on the consideration list. Okay.
Oh.
No exposure.
okay. Yeah, online. And we didn't get anybody else in the meantime, correct? All right, so out of consideration for those who are present and in attendance, we're actually going to take the cases from the top to the bottom and in the respective fine category of those that are online or in person and present. And then we'll go back through and cover the remainder of the agenda. But we are going to start with item number 24 on page 1, case 2025S-0118. We have Helen Moore present here from Mr. Matag's office.
Madam Chair, members of the commission. This is a referral from the Secretary of State's office. Failing to file requested addendum, is my understanding that all reports were filed on Monday, Tuesday, it looks like. And the Secretary's office is satisfied with the response with the submissions. A response was submitted. I've outlined it for you in the updated ICW that I sent yesterday. That outlines the circumstances. The treasurer had some kind of physical problems. They subsequently had the retired office come in and deal with it. The reports have been filed, a response was submitted. My recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $50, but obviously we could hear further from Ms. Moore on behalf of her client.
Okay, absolutely. Ms. Laura, if you care to provide any testimony, we're glad to hear it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair, and the commission. My name is Helen Laurie and from the Titan Colombo, and I represent Friends of Rhonda F. Jackson. All audit reports have been amended and supporting documentation has been filed with the Secretary of State's office, and we look forward to bringing this matter to a close today. And we plan to terminate the committee by the end of the year. I agree with the executive director's recommendation of a $50 fine, and I thank the commission for its time today.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions of Ms. Laurie? Okay, seeing none, is Mr. Katz, are you satisfied with the executive director share? Do you care to have any input?
Thank you. We have no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, very good. Seeing no objection, I'm sure there are no questions. Is there any additional conversation or a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to accept the executive director's recommendation of $50 fine.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you both for your time. Okay. All right, we are going to go ahead and move to the $500 fine category, specifically item 26, and then we'll just cover the remainder to wrap that section up. But first, item 26, case 2025S-037.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, I received a request this morning to essentially allow this matter, ask this matter to be continued. While I was a bit reluctant, the gentleman also called in and talked with Chris briefly, indicating the trouble he was having, presumably getting some financial information from his credit union. But instead of a $500 fine, I'm recommending that the matter be continued toward December 18th meeting.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that insight. And Mr. Katz, do you have any input?
So this is.
Cedric Denson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Just trying to collect on how to respond to the individual who's emailed in acknowledging he knows about the hearing again. This is our second or third time appearing for this individual. And again, we're being told the same thing of just we're not, that he knows about hearings and he's not, unless he is joining remotely, is choosing not to appear again and has not provided any reason as for why this should not proceed. But at the same time, I know I'm not prepared for a full hearing today on the matter anyway, so if I guess it's been allowed to be continued and move forward with them. Hopefully we have more hearings, so otherwise.
We do have on the 18th.
And so would request to be scheduled for the 18th, please, and thank you.
Very good. Thank you for that. Are there any questions?
I would just say I will reach out to him and let him know it is going forward to some sort of resolution on the 18th, and hopefully he will get himself taken care of in the intervening period of time.
Okay. And in order to do that, we will formally grant a continuance with the understanding that Mr. Denson will be prepared to have this information in front of the commission on the 18th. Okay, very good. So while we are here, I just love to cover the remaining of the $500 fine category. Items 29, 31, and 34. Cases 2025S-049-058-071. For the benefit of you, Mr. Katz, that's Berger, Leisler, and Knoll.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, these are all matters going to not been filed. They continue not be filed. This is at least the third matter involving these individuals that have been referred to us by the Secretary's office. And so I'm recommending that we find a violation and postpone the $500.
Okay. Very good. Mr. Katz, if you will.
Thank you. So we have no objection to any of the executive director's recommendations, but do just want to call awareness to 2025S-058, Jonathan Leisler. That is an individual who has been accused of stealing $4.5 million from his employer, which he has funneled $800,000 to his Senate campaign committee. We have filed a complaint regarding those issues. That is not what we are here for today. This is simply for a failure to file a complaint likely after it was unraveled and determined that he committed this theft. So as for the matter of just failing to file, we are satisfied with the executive director's recommendation, but we'll be pursuing that other complaint for the campaign finance violations related to that. Thank you.
Thank you for the information. Appreciate that. Are there any questions of the commission members? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, motion passes unanimously. The next items under consideration are number 14 and 22 on the same page of the agenda, cases 2025R-272 and -292. This is People's Budget Cleveland Committee. And it's represented online by Stephen Sharon, I believe, and Rana was who you had originally dealt with.
That was gonna say, well, no, that's, I'm not sure what her relationship is, but the name's the same. The last name is the same, at least let's put it that way. We can certainly hear from our Madam Chair, members of the commission. These are two different referrals from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections for failing to file certain reports. Those reports have not been filed. That was confirmed by the Board of Elections when I followed up with them on Monday. And so we could certainly hear further from person online if they have a relationship to the committee.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Bill. And Ms. Sharon, do you care to provide testimony? If so, please be sworn. And then we'll be happy to do that.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I did.
Thank you.
Very good. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
Please identify yourself first.
Hi, my name is Rana Shawn. I am the same person. I have changed my name. So that is part of why there is confusion. I apologize for that.
Okay. Very-
Regarding the committee, the issue has been that there were some missing documentations from when the committee was intended to be closed. And that is what has caused the continuing issues with there appearing to be a lack of documentation filed. I am currently working with the County Board of Elections to close the committee properly as of the date that it was intended to be closed. Once those are all resolved, then we will work with the County Board of Elections to properly resolve the outstanding filings.
Very good. Are there any questions of the commission members? I see none. Having had that insight and clarification, is there any additional input you would have, Phil?
I guess because, again, I apologize in that looking back at least 292. I'm sorry, bear with me here for a second.
Take your time.
There are three outstanding items, 2025 R 168, 24 annual and other addenda. The board did indicate that one of the reports was filed.
Would have been on 292.
Yeah. 25 semi. No, there was an attempt to file a termination report and there were issues with it. That's why the addenda. So how much, Ms. Sharon, what's the status of the finances of the committee? Is there an amount outstanding? Is there an amount in a bank account? What's going on there?
There is not. As of early 2024, I believe, the committee ceased action. All funds were liquidated and accounted for. It was just some missing documentation on exactly how certain expenses were being documented, and the Board of Elections for the county was not clear about how some in-kind contributions were being tracked. That's what we're working to resolve, but there has been no activity on the committee since the intent to file it or intent to close the committee.
What's the nature of what kind of documentation is missing?
Some of the documentation was regarding gift cards that had been given out the day of for polling site volunteers. There was just some requests around some specifics around which card went to which person at which time and which location. We have since collected that information as best we have available and provided it to the Board of Elections, and that was as of either last week or the week before.
About how much money was involved in all these? The concerns about the documentation.
The gift cards involved totaled less than $4,000. I want to say less than $3,000.
And what were the gift cards used for?
The gift cards were just used as a show of appreciation for volunteers on election day for working at or volunteering at polling places.
Okay, but you're wanting to terminate the committee, correct?
Correct.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, after hearing what's been presented, my recommendation to the commission is to find if there's a violation, impose a fine of $200 and declare the committee terminated. Because it doesn't, maybe I'm wrong, Ms. Sharon, but it doesn't sound like you'll be able to provide all the information that the board has requested. Is that correct?
I believe that we have, but it's possible that the board will come back with further requests for information that at this point would be pretty onerous to find.
And that's part of the reason for my recommendation. Certainly, the commission may decide to go in a different direction as it relates to the fine, but I think my recommendation of finding a violation and declaring the committee terminated sounds like it's the best situation that we could find. And it would be also consolidating all outstanding matters. I'll be glad to answer any other questions the commission may have.
I'm curious about the volume of outlier, unknown, identified situation versus those that were identified. Do you know what the differential was versus those that were able to be reconciled and those that were still outstanding for the number of gift cards that were given?
Of the total number of gift cards, I believe that it was 6 out of 34 where we were unable to make contact with them again. And that of those 34, only about 10 where we were able to get documentation regarding signatures and their own affidavits and confirmations for these gift cards purpose.
Okay, and just for purpose of clarity on what exactly we're talking about, were these all of the same increment?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. There we go. All right, do you all have any other questions?
Chair, just one question. What were the increments of the gift cards?
$50.
All right, very good. If there are no additional questions, and Phil, you mentioned an additional case number.
Yeah.
Does that need to be taken into consideration here, or if the termination would cover?
I think if we declared, we declared to consolidate all outstanding matters, it would include that particular case.
Am I?
That particular case as well. Case numbers 2025. 2025 are 168, 272, and 292.
Okay, so we would need to include that. Correct. My only other question is, does this mess up the local board in any way if we sort of move forward while they're in the point of reconciliation of these
I
matters?
mean, well, it certainly could. Alternatively, I think declaring the committee terminated would probably be beneficial to the Board of Elections, knowing that they don't have to deal with getting any further information as it relates to this at this point, and continuing this matter on into the future without a resolution.
All right, any additional questions, or is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation of the executive director to consolidate all the matters, find violation and impose a fine of $200 and terminate the committee.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, so that is covered. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue in the order of which we have guests present online. So we're going to go to page 2. The top of the page, items 11 and 18. Cases 2025R-242 and -279. That is Miss Alicia Graves online.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, we received a response as it relates to this. Candidates state the pre and post election reports were timely filed, subsequently addendum requests were received and replies. Even after those responses were submitted, additional requests were made. The reports were not initially submitted as the treasurer had personal events and a death in the family.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like my camera's on.
But the last I knew, the Board of Elections had not received any, had not received reports that were satisfactory in terms of resolving all these matters. Certainly, we could hear further from Ms. Graves, who's the treasurer for the committee at this point.
Okay, great. Thank you, Phil. Ms. Graves, if you would like to turn your camera on, if you desire to testify, we would need you to be sworn in. And in order to do that, we would need to be able to see you and hear you.
Give me 1 second because for some reason it's not coming on my computer. So let me just
Okay.
sign back in on my phone and that way the video can come up. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely. Thank you. You'll have a 30-second break. Just don't go wild.
Okay, sorry. Just a minute.
I'm going down your list here because I didn't. No, you're
On the third page, so.
Okay. Should be, question.
Okay, you need to actually right here and you got. Okay, right. Right.
You able to see me?
There we go.
Very
Okay.
good. We now see you and hear you. Okay. so
Okay, let me
please-
turn my volume.
You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, feel free to testify.
Okay, good morning. First, I want to thank the commission for granting a continuance last time. I was very ill and I definitely needed that time. So thank you in advance thank you for that. As it relates to the reports, since the last hearing that we had, I submitted the report this morning. So prior to the hearing, I think it's time stamped at, 9:32 a.m. So the Board of Election currently has the report in their possession. As I mentioned in the last hearing, when I had the report completed in the way that I thought it would be completed, I looked at the email that was sent from the new liaison that we had, and he gave a sample of his cover sheet, and I matched it to that and it didn't match. So instead of submitting the report as it was at that time, I contacted him and we set up a meeting and we met to go over what we saw. In that meeting, well, before the meeting, but in the meeting as well, I saw that his report was incorrect as well. So it was a delay because his was incorrect and mine is trying to be matched to his, but some of the things on his I could clearly see was incorrect. So I went back to the drawing board to try to deal with it. There were certain times during elections where I was told that I couldn't submit anything or speak to them at that time because they needed to focus on the new election and to contact them after. That's when the notices started coming. So fast forward to now, even as I submitted it today, it does not match his report because, again, as I mentioned last time, there are some errors in his. It's missing transactions, and I'm not entirely sure how he got all the numbers that he got, but I do know that it's not correct because it had other things missing from it. So I have submitted the report for the board to the Board of Elections for them to review. And if there's any issues, then they can come back to me and change it. But our reports do not match. And I can clearly see errors on his report. So it's not supposed to match. I just wasn't confident enough at that time to submit mine, even though it didn't match his.
Okay, very good. We appreciate that insight. And just for the benefit of the commission members, The candidate is also present, but do you have any questions for Ms. Graves at this time?
I'll ask if nobody else has any questions. Ms. Graves, what's the difference in between what he was saying and what your reports reflect? What's the monetary difference?
I think less than $1,000.
Any
I
idea of
think
where that
like-
difference arises?
So it's two parts. It's the expenditures and it's the contributions. On the contribution page, there are missing loans from the candidate on the liaisons form. So I could see that he's missing $3,000. I don't know if he overlooked it. I'm not really sure. It's definitely within the cutoff period of this campaign report. It didn't appear on the later report because he sent me two. So I'm not sure how he missed that part. So that makes the initial contribution number off. And then in the expenditures, what I surmise it is the fraud that I mentioned last time, that there were some transactions that were being reversed at a later time because the candidate, it wasn't purchases from the committee. So I think that the way that it doesn't show on his. And I was only sent the cover page and the candidate loans. I wasn't sent the other pages, so I don't know how he came up with his numbers. So I couldn't just match and say, this is missing, this is not. I could only do that for the loans. And I can see what he has missing, but the other ones, I just have a raw number. So I can just see that the number is off, but it makes more sense to submit mine. So at least he has everything in case he didn't have all the statements. Now he does. He has everything, but I took the statements, turned it into a whole spreadsheet. So like I can see all the transaction, I can do the formulas. So I know that what he submitted isn't correct. That doesn't mean that mine is, but I do know that what he sent to me to match it to is not accurate. And we had one liaison and it changed mid-campaign. So he can't interpret the notes from the previous person, or at least he couldn't at the meeting. So I'm not sure what all is going on. What I do know is that he does now have my copy and it has every transaction on there. And so if there's any discrepancies, we should be able to rectify that.
How much is in the committee right at the moment?
A couple $100 maybe
Okay. And you plan on keeping the committee open, correct?
at the time, yes.
Okay. I thought I heard you say there was some kind of discrepancy because there were purchases included in there that were not made by the committee. Is that correct?
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
So there were, and this question was asked last time as well. There were like some Apple Pay, I don't know, there were some purchases that came onto the campaign and it wasn't anything that the campaign purchased and we didn't see it until later. So the candidate contacted the company and they reversed it. And so it went back into the count. So I believe that the way that we're tracking that is not done the same by me and the liaison. And I think that that's part of why the numbers aren't coming correct. And then also one of the transactions that I saw, a larger one, which was not fraud, but there was a refund. We purchased, I don't know if it was not billboards, but some type of advertisement, and it was refunded. And then another amount was billed. I didn't see that calculation in his numbers. Because that number is so large, I can just look at his number and see that it's not included. So again, I'm not entirely sure what the discrepancy is, but when Frank has my report in front of him, he can at least see and match it to his or see what's missing. But without mine, I think it's difficult for either of us to do it without the other report. And I can't do it just with his cover sheet.
Okay. Do we understand how those, the transactions got intermixed there?
Okay, I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah. Do we understand how those transactions got intermixed, how they got crossover into the campaign committee?
The fraudulent ones or the refunded ones?
Both.
But the refunded ones is
a legitimate charge that we contacted and had it refunded and it was charged a correct amount. So
Okay.
for example, I think one of the numbers is 6577, 6,577. And then it was refunded and the actual charge is like 6,300. So it
Okay.
comes in and comes out, but
Sure.
it doesn't show that on his report. So that makes our numbers off. So that was one of them. The fraud, we have no idea how that came in, but it's nominal amounts. So 1079, but it's a bunch of them at a certain time. There were maybe equaling $200 or something, maybe 6 or 7 transactions. So individually, they were refunded.
And again, how much were those, you mentioned some 1079, well, $10.79,
Correct.
and how many?
Well, it was only 2 that was
Approximately.
1079, but there's probably
Right.
about 6 or 8 different transactions over that period.
Did they all occur in the same period of time?
I think a 60-day period.
Okay, and you resolved why that would have occurred and it won't happen again?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
I got a couple questions.
Absolutely.
So did the bank make you close that account and open a new one? I mean, typically, when you have
No,
a series of fraudulent transactions, I mean, I've had that before. They typically force you to open a new account.
no, it wasn't at the bank level. It was like Apple Pay. So it comes into
Oh.
the account, but the account isn't compromised, if that makes sense.
Okay, it was correct. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I
Very
have one,
good.
Madam
So-
Chair.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Graves. Question, you had mentioned that your liaison at the county board changed.
Yes.
When did that happen? What was the date?
So we had, give me 1 second to pull it up on my computer. So we had Ray Comb, and then it changed to Frank. 1 second. Sorry, it's not gonna let me pull it up on this. 1 second, let me just click off of here. Do it on my phone. Okay, the date, oh shoot. Popping up. I think it's April. It's either March or April of this year. Okay,
Okay.
1 second, I can look it up.
Oh, that's fine. I was trying to figure out if it happened during this interim period that we gave you the extension, obviously. it did not.
No, it happened before.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. If there are not any other questions, very good. Thank you so much for your testimony, Ms. Graves. And then Ms. Lopez Enman, if you have anything you'd like to state, we just need to swear you in. Oh, you're muted, I believe. We see you, but we can't hear you.
Still muted.
Should be at the top right-hand corner of your screen with the little microphone. And she's seeing it, but.
Okay, she says she see it, but it's not working.
Oh, you're showing she's unmuted. Okay. I wonder if it's something with her headset. Maybe unplug your headset and just try to speak directly on your computer.
Okay, I can hear you
There.
all.
There you are.
Okay, so maybe it was the headset somehow. I'm sorry about that. I'll raise
Those are
my hand.
impressive sound block headset, whatever that was. I need it with my kids.
I swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to add that I believe that one of the refunds was for a sign that I had ordered, that did not, when it arrived, it was not what we ordered. It wasn't the correct direction, or, it was supposed to be a vertical sign and it was horizontal. So I know that that was one of the refunds that we received, and that Attorney Graves is correct in regards to, or Treasurer Graves is correct in regards to me being able to go directly through Apple Pay and get the merchants to reverse the charges that I did not notice until I saw them on the key bank accounts. But the bank did not feel it was necessary for me to cancel the card since everything was refunded by the Apple Pay merchant.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Are there any additional questions? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
Well, my recommendation, Madam Chair, members of the commission, is to consolidate two matters, find violation and impose a fine of $150.
Okay, so versus your original, your
Versus the
adapting.
original
Okay.
$200.
Okay. Any questions of the executive director? Okay, if not, is there a motion?
And certainly if the commission wants to go a different way on the fine, I certainly understand that.
I would ask, is this a first time violation?
There are two cases, but essentially these two matters are the first time this committee has been referred to the commission.
And they came to us by self-admission or through the
No,
local board?
that easy for me to say. The Cuyahoga County Board of Elections refers these matters to the commission
And simultaneously or at different
at
times?
different times. I can use percentage. One was in August. And one was in June. For the same year for addenda, essentially.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I have a question for Mr. Richter. So, Phil, I understand your recommendation. I guess my concern is that it sounds like this is still not resolved, right? And we're not terminating the committee.
They indicated they want to go on. I believe that Ms. Lopez Inman is a sitting judge who I presume will be up for re-election at some point. And
So I'm not a
the-
sitting
Say no.
judge.
I'm sorry.
I'm a
say-
magistrate. I'm a magistrate. So
man.
that was the first time I ever ran for judge. I don't know if I will run for judge in the future. But because I made so many loans, that's the only reason why we're considering keeping the committee open. But I mean, if I need to relinquish what I donated to the campaign, I'm fine with that. That means less reports.
Oh, yeah, we understand.
Well,
And I
So I guess,
very much
yeah,
consider-
are you concerned that this is not resolved is my point? Even though we do this, we impose a fine,
Yeah,
but it's still kind of out there in limbo, right?
right, she'll still need reconciliation.
And knowing the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, they'll make another referral if there is a discrepancy that can't be resolved.
Yeah, that's my concern. It's like piecemeal. Okay,
I mean, to a degree, you're correct.
okay.
Um,
All right, that's fine.
But that, and I respect and understand where you're coming from.
Well, my only other question is this able to be resolved by the 18th between them and the board? It sounds like the board had pushed this off that was supporting you with their liaison because of the
Right.
volume of elections related issues at hand. We are obviously post-election. Do you feel that you could meet with them and maybe come back to us by the 18th? And that way we'd have complete resolve for you? I mean, you know better how the local board's gonna operate and function, but that could give peace to
I'm
Miles.
not, I'll ask Ms. Graves to, she's indicated that there were discrepancies between what Mr. Maluzzi indicated to her and her reports and that she had just submitted those. Have you had any, I presume you haven't had a subsequent conversation since you submitted the addenda, correct? Ms. Graves?
So, she just dropped off. She is in a hearing right now in a courthouse. I don't know how long it will take the Board of Elections to tell us whether or not the report is fine at this point.
Well, I know we've got another case, which is, is going to be continued today. That the expectation is that certain reports will be filed on the upcoming Monday. And the board has indicated they will get that resolved before the 18th. So I guess it's certainly possible this could get resolved by the 18th.
Yeah, and my gut here for you, Ms. Lopez Inman, is that if it is something where you can have a little more time to think about your will and preference on what is outstanding or loaned or those things, a little grace period here might not be harmful, but might give you the opportunity just to gather where you might want to land on this so that we can be supportive.
That's fine. Yeah. if you want to
Yeah,
continue the matter, Madam Chair, just go ahead and continue it. We'll continue it to the 18th and hopefully in the intervening
I
period.
do
it'll
have
get
a
resolved.
question though, like, what would change? Let's say that,
Hopefully they can reconcile.
let's say that they get it reconciled and it's perfect by the 18th. Would our determination be different? We lower the fine. The only thing that would be different, I mean, unless we're gonna lower the fine, would be to declare that committee terminated. That's the only difference, right? I mean, I
Except
think
that they don't want, at this point, they don't want the committee to turn on.
Well,
then
she's
what
expressed,
would be the difference.
she's
Then what do you-
expressed that she has mixed emotions about that because of the weight of the complication of board or of submission of reports. But she also has these loans. So I think giving them that extended grace period allows for her to ponder the question of whether it is more weighty for her to continue to file.
Do you want to come back on the 18th and have another conversation? Is that what you would like to do?
I mean, I think it's beneficial if we have an answer from the Board of Elections on the 18th saying whether or not our reports are
Right.
finally correct
Right.
and approved.
Because the nature of filing the report when it's not complex is less stressful. And so then she might feel more comfortable and confident to pursue ways to
I hear you.
become financially.
But I was trying to just make this done with them, have to come back and you take.
Well, she's,
Personal preference.
all right, don't want to speak for you in any way or for you, Ernie, or anyone else, but
Happy to do it either way.
for your directive and concern, I would just say we issue a continuance. That way, if you have a little time to think through this, if you desire to get it reconciled or have some completion, then you'll know and we can make a well-grounded decision for your case. Okay, so these are continued till the 18th. You're very welcome. All right. Okay, sorry, everyone. All right, so we are going to move to the continue upon request of respondent. And we do have Mr. Lawrence Floyd online in regards to the Allison Nelson Floyd cases, the first two of the four cases, 2025R-161 and -236. I was going to issue the continuance, but if you would like to state anything, Mr. Floyd, you're more than welcome to be sworn in and do so. Or you can call us and we'll answer.
Yeah, sorry.
Jeez.
I
I'm
took
teasing.
my phone off earlier, obviously.
I mean, just a brief statement.
Yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome to be sworn in.
You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You.
There's some outstanding information that we're trying to receive from Key Bank. I've had two individuals with the bank and the head teller trying to find the information. I went there this morning to follow up on what they were able to do. We know for sure that the actual paper that was, or the documentation that was deposited and withdrawn is not at the bank. It appears that the account in question, because it was hacked and closed back in 2024, is part of an older system that Key Bank doesn't refer to very often. And the only person that had access to that system was the head teller, who through the holidays was out on vacation. To be honest with you, I don't know that we will be able to get the information with regards to the addresses and with regards to the names on the deposits and that type of thing, because what they have been telling me so far is that the only information that they can glean is what is on the statements, which don't tell much.
Okay. Knowing that, Sel, do you have any recommendations to him for how you might better pursue resolve?
Just, no, just to let the commission members know, I've received emails from the staff at Mr. McTighe's office, who is currently working to try and resolve this, and they have indicated that they have every intention to file the necessary information by Monday, the 8th, so that this matter can be resolved. That's what the McTighe office has indicated to me.
You have more information than I do.
Hey, that's a happy occurrence here. We
So,
appreciate that.
I'm, you know, they have requested this matter be continued and they anticipate getting things resolved.
Well,
Okay.
I would definitely concur with them. They have more information about this situation than I do at the present time, and far be it for me to step in and usurp their desire for continuance.
Okay. Very good. Well, we appreciate you contributing and bringing us up to speed on where you were. And Phil, thanks for that insight. Having all that information, I'm going to go ahead and also include the remaining items in that case category, cases 2025R-235 and -237, and grant continuance for those 4 cases. So it looks like we will see you or your parties on the 18th, and thank you very much for your time. We're going to move. You're very welcome. We're going to move on to item number 43. It looks as though Mr. Mansour is present. It is case 2023R-455.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this was a referral of failure to file the 2021 annual report. It was due on January 31, 2022. The report was filed on July 29th of this year. The commission made an original finding on January 18th of 2024, which we found a violation and imposed a per diem fine. My recommendation at this point is to reconsider the matter, vacate the previous imposition of the per diem fine, and instead impose a fine of $150 because there was no response submitted by Mr. Mansour that I could rely on. Certainly, we could have him sworn, and he could make a statement that may impact my recommendation.
Okay, very good. We appreciate that. And Mr. Mansour, since you're present, if you'd like to be sworn in and testify, you're more than welcome to do so.
Happy to.
Okay, very
Please
good.
raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for the reconsideration. This was my first time running for anything. It was also my last time running for anything. Me and my treasurer were bad at it. And we did get notices, and I was confused because once the election was done, I was done, and I did not understand that I had to take actions to close it. The folks at the Summit County Board of Election were actually very helpful, and ultimately gave me some guidance that I tried to follow, did not do it accurately. Ultimately, they held my hand, and in the spring of 2024, I thought we closed it and took care of it. Then I received another notice, and that's when I was able to go back in there, and we, again, in my mind, took care of it, and now I think it is officially closed. So I apologize for my tardiness, and appreciate your willingness to reconsider. Sorry.
Very good. We love humility, and we hate hearing that people don't want to run again because it's complicated, but we understand and appreciate your insights. Are there any questions of commission members? I see none. Does that impact your previous?
Instead of a $150 fine, my recommendation would be a $100 fine based on his statement and an explanation.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions of the executive director, or is there a motion at hand?
Madam Chair, just one question. Is the individual, Mr. Mansour, is he interested in terminating the committee?
So it's closed.
My understanding is that has been done.
Okay, thank you.
Are you official and certain that it was closed locally? There's no issue.
Yeah, that is my understanding, but that was also my understanding previously. So it's possible that I'm incorrect, but I think that they sent the papers over to indicate that it is now truly closed.
Okay, well, then I would add a declaration that the matter be considered terminated.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. Again, I don't think there was a motion, just a question.
No,
by
there was
Ms.
not.
Navarro. Okay, so if there,
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation of the executive director to reduce the fine to $100 and to terminate the committee.
and vacate the previous imposition. Okay.
Correct.
The per diem. All right, that was a 3-person motion. So is that your motion, all of that, Mr.?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. We have a motion, then a second with,
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Lyle, correct.
very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that motion passes 3-1 or
4-1.
4-1.
Four to
Oh,
one,
sorry.
4-1,
Okay, I
4-1.
apologize. Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Mansour. Happy
Thank you all.
campaign account closing to you. Okay.
I appreciate it. Great day.
You too. Okay, very good. We're gonna go ahead. Also, we have Eddie Sliplin, apologize, online. That is item 44, case 2023R-539.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this was for, not for whoops. This was for failure to file the 2022 annual report. We did receive a statement from the candidate who indicated he tried to resolve the issue many times, but was unable to do so. Due to a merger between the committee's bank and a major financial institution, records were lost and not cold recreated, could not be recreated. And so, you know, he can't resolve the matter officially with the Board of Elections, but he was asking for the matter be reconsidered. There are two prior matters, one in which the commission found good cause, and one in which the commission found a violation, imposed a $100 fine, which had not been paid. My recommendation, Madam Chair, members of the commission, is to reconsider the matter, vacate the previous imposition of the per diem fine, and instead impose a fine of $200 and to declare the committee terminated. Certainly, we could hear further from Mr. Siplin.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And Mr. Siplin, if you would like to testify, be glad to. Wonderful, you're on it. It's a fast
All right.
learner.
Yes.
Do you swear
Yes,
affirm the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Very good. You are welcome to testify.
All right, thank you. I know that after the 2015 election, we tried very diligently to close out the account. But due to the merger between First Merit and Huntington, I provided all of the bank statements and receipts and everything. And what shocked me that I'd had a prior fine of $100 that I was not aware of. And I think that may have been a large part of what I subsequently discovered is that during the interim, I moved from the second floor to the 5th floor, and I'm not sure if the change of address got to me, but I would respectfully ask that the committee be closed, and I will gladly pay the fines. And I have no intentions on running again for anything because I did not realize the complexities of filing the reports.
We appreciate your testimony, and it always pains us to hear this, but we understand yet again. And so I just ask you, any of the fellow commission members have any questions? Okay, seeing none. Phil, does his testimony impact your previous
I
recommendation?
appreciate what he's saying, but my recommendation of the imposition of a $200 fine essentially incorporates the $100, so I am not changing my recommendation.
I have a question to the director. The $200 fine incorporates the 100, so it's 200 total.
Correct.
Mhm. And then my only question is there a remaining balance in the account?
There are the accounts were closed out. They were zeroed out.
Okay.
The way it was explained to me, because of the way the reports get filed, they're delayed and you have to file for a prior period. And that's why balances are showing up, but there's nothing in the accounts. The accounts hasn't existed for a number of years.
Okay. Very good. We appreciate that. Okay, are there any additional questions? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the executive director's recommendation, $200 fine, and close the committee.
Second.
Okay, very good. We have a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you. Now,
All right.
one question.
Yes, sir.
Where do I send the $200 fine?
Well, that is a great question at this
Secretary of
point in the
State.
game. But it technically goes to the Ohio Elections Commission. However, I'm sure they will, like those banks that were merging and sending operations elsewhere, they will get it to the right party. So, I mean, I think
Send it to the Ohio Elections Commission at Suite 1850, 1850, 77 South High Street, Columbus, 43215.
Got it. I will get that in the mail. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank
And I
you,
just
sir.
want to make sure this is all new to me. So all obligations are done with the committee being terminated.
That is
Good to go.
correct.
Once
Okay.
that check hits the mail stream, you should be free as a bird.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, sir.
all,
Have
everyone.
a blessed Christmas. All right.
All right, you too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
we're gonna go ahead and do item number 4. Case 2023R-065 in the same category, close this category out. Any input? Bill?
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is kind of a weird one in terms of, there are about 3 or 4 different support our school committees up in Cuyahoga County, and this is one of them. It's identified with Bedford School District. In conversation with the Board of Elections, we made a previous finding against this group for a per diem fine. I'm recommending that we reconsider that, essentially impose a specific fine amount of $200 just based on the priors, because there are technically only a couple of priors, but to declare the committee terminated because no one at that school district, I think treasurer may have passed away in this particular case. And there's nobody else that's taking responsibility for it. And the board has essentially requested that we declare the committee terminated. And so that's the basis for this recommendation.
Very good. Any questions?
I have a question to the director.
Mhm.
So if there's nobody taking responsibility for this, who's gonna pay the fine?
And where are they gonna mail it?
That may be a very good question. We have already got a lot of fines outstanding, or a couple of fines outstanding against this committee. I mean, certainly we could go without the fine amount, but the primary thing is, requesting this matter be terminated so that the board doesn't continue to send matters down either to us or to the new Elections Integrity Commission.
Sounds like an enforcement issue of the future, but for fairness, I think that it might make sense to keep the fine consistent with the previous, right? I don't know. But I hear you.
No,
on
it
who-
does, I
who
mean,
pays it.
it's no skill. of
Pat's
mine
wants
that
to find
we make the-
out.
We
I
make
know
the
that.
fine. It just sounds like it's not getting paid and it might be, somebody getting called by the Attorney General in 2033 or something.
It's true. Well, I respect the body's will on this matter.
As do I.
So Ernie, is your passion turned into emotion?
No, it has not.
All right. Well, then we're gonna have to rely on the left side of the table, which always eats its Wheaties, and Christian's been kind of quiet.
Move to adopt.
Oh, all right.
Second.
All right, very good. A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, so that motion carries 3 or 4 to 1. I apologize. I just keep wanna make someone absent. Okay. All right, out of respect for the Secretary of State's office, even though they tried to mess us up a little a few weeks ago, we're gonna go ahead and bring them up and give them full due respect. For all of the cases in front of us with an S attached to them for respect for Mr. Katz's time. Starting with the very first at the beginning of the agenda, backing the Honest Blue PAC, item 2024 case number.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the commission, at the November 6th meeting, we declared this committee terminated based on the circumstances. And so I'm just recommending that this matter be dismissed because we've already declared it terminated.
Okay, all right, and Mr. Katz, what say you?
Thanks very much. I was just trying to glance through real quick because I believe I can save you a little bit of time and say that so long as the executive director's recommendation doesn't change for any of the remaining cases that we have in front of us today, we will have no objections to the executive director's recommendation.
We've never got along better. All right, great. Okay, any questions?
I'll move to adopt on case 3-4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed unanimously. We are going to the next item, Elijah Williams, 2025S-075. And looks very straightforward, but Bill, if you will.
We have not been able to get service through repeated mailing efforts as it relates to this individual in this committee, and so I'm recommending the matter be dismissed for failure of service.
Very good. And we know where Secretary of State's office is. Any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously. We're skipping 24. We already did that. We're going to 28, case 2025S-048.
Madam Chair, members of the commission. We got a response from the committee and understanding the report has been filed as of October 5th. My recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $50. And also just declare the committee terminated. This is a matter of assurance as much as anything.
Very good. Any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Ooh,
Second.
oh, all right. All in favor?
Each other there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay. Item 30, case 2025S-051.
Madam Chair, members of the commission. The report was filed on September 9th, 2025. No response was submitted by the respondent. And so my recommendation here is to find a violation, impose a fine of $100 and to declare the committee terminated.
Just a clarification. Are we on 5-1 right now?
Yes, I know.
All right, we'll need to go back to 6-0, but as it relates to 5-1, I'd move to adopt.
Second.
I apologize.
Oh,
Let's just take, yeah, we can handle this one.
Yeah, unless you want to take them down to 100, which Cats is ready to fight you. If we stick with the original $200 fine that was recommended, does that keep you at bay or?
I believe it's the termination is what we're expecting you to
for
do.
Lawrence. Oh, yeah, I was talking about 32 because.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I'm not recommending this matter be terminated.
He's talking 32.
I apologize.
Because if you, and I don't know, if you
terminated.
You haven't gotten anything subsequent, correct? But it's like the last report shows this committee is having $9,000, is that right?
If we're talking about.
It's
Mr.
okay.
Let's reset. Let's
Yeah.
reset.
Let's
Yeah.
finish.
So are we on number 060,
No,
32?
we were on 051, so we're out of order from what you thought we were in. So are you fine with the $200 fine? Is the real question at hand. And it's not related. to-
Yeah, yes, I'm recommending a $200 fine because reports have not been filed. But unlike other times where we're declaring committees terminated because let's say only a designation of treasurer has been filed or something along those lines, the last, at least my recollection is the last filing that was reflected by this committee showed a substantial balance, like $9,000. And so, yeah, I'm not prepared to declare this committee terminated.
Yeah.
Okay, so the recommendation is for a $200 fine,
Correct.
and I would move to adopt the recommendation.
Second. Thank you.
I-
Motion
Madam
second.
Chair,
All-
I-
Yes,
I had a question. I'm
we're
sorry.
done taking questions. Go ahead.
We're on 060.
Yeah, we are. No, I
Yeah,
apologize.
we're
We're
on
on 051. So
Okay,
what has
I'm sorry.
happened? For clarity, I made the mistake of skipping over an agenda item when I said we were going in order. That is my fault. Kirschner was studious to see the discrepancy, call it out.
Gotcha.
They're still addressing the Metzger case in many ways, but have now reconciled to address the
Right.
Lawrence case per my misguided leadership on skipping an item.
And I will admit to having been looking for my ICW on the fund, only half paying attention to what the chairman said, so I was.
You finally admitted.
So it's my fault on that.
All right, let me be clear.
Good thing it's a small audience today.
We're on case,
We have a motion. and a
we're on
second.
30,
Yeah,
case 2025S051 for a $200 fine. I would move to adopt the recommendation of the executive director.
You
I
already
second
did that. We already got a motion. and a second.
How many times are we gonna move for this one?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, back to Metzger, who we now know a lot about. Seems like they're on the same page if the recommendation remains the same as it was once.
my recommendation is the same on that one as I have previously.
And for perfect clarity, case 2025S-060.
So moved.
Perfect.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. Now that that's unanimous, that you know it. All right. I apologize. Items 27 and 35, cases 2025S-047 and -073, Arnold and Monroe.
My recommendation, Madam Chair, is to find violation, impose a $200 fine and to declare the committee terminated in both circumstances.
Any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, we're gonna move on to the $500 fine category, item 33, case 2025S-069.
My recommendation there is find violation of both $500 fine and to declare the committee terminated.
Any questions or a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous, and we'll see you on the 18th.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the preliminary review. Cases, item 6, 2025R-218 is next.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the commission, conversation back and forth with both the respondent and the Ross County Board of Elections. All reports have been filed. They're satisfied with the submissions. They're essentially late. And so my recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50.
Any questions or a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Okay, moving on to 10 and 13, 2025R-240 and 2025R-264.
Quickly double checking.
House and Atkins.
Yeah. Reports have been filed. And that's why you get your $100 fine when you double check for 264. Reports have been filed. A response was submitted. It could go through. No, a response was submitted for House, but there are prior matters involved, in which the last matter was find a violation, but for good cause not imposed fine. As it relates to 264, the report was filed. It was late, but no response was submitted to the commission. And so, but anyway, for slightly different reasons, my recommendation in both cases is to find a violation and impose a $100 fine. I'll be ready to answer your questions of commission.
Okay, any questions or a motion?
Move to adopt.
Any seconds?
Second.
All right, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 17, case 2025R-276.
The report was filed most very recently. A response was submitted. Excuse me. There was a prior matter in which the commission found a violation of both $50 fine that has not been paid. And so my recommendation here is to find a violation and impose a fine of $150.
Okay, any questions or a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 5, case 2025R-216.
This is for a requested addendum. It was filed in August, but no response was submitted to the commission. There are prior matters involving this particular committee. My recommendation is to reconsider case number 2025R-176, in which we found a violation and imposed a pretty fine. Vacate the previous finding there, consolidate all these cases, find a violation, and impose a fine of $250.
Very good. Any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. Passes unanimously. Moving on to items 12 and 19, cases 2025R-262 and -281.
There are prior cases that in each case, the report had not been filed. And so my recommendation here is to find a violation and impose a fine of $200 in both matters.
Questions or a motion?
Sure.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. And then, ironically enough, I believe that, or no, you know what? Miss Lori's later. She's back online. I didn't know if we wanted to just recognize her if she was wanting. I think, Helen Lori, who was here earlier, she left and then there was a question. I'm assuming her candidate asked her to return or pop back on. She was out. Do we want to just honor her time and see if there's something she needed or?
She said, she just texted and said, I do not.
Oh, okay. You're just enjoying the show. Okay, very good. Okay. All right, very good. All right, so knowing that we will disregard the online attendance, we're gonna move to the $500 fine category, items 16, 20, 21, 23, cases 2025R-274-285-291 and -293.
My recommendation, Madam Chair, is find a violation, impose a fine of $500. There are prior matters outstanding, and the reports in all these cases have not yet been filed.
Any questions or a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, we're moving on to the $2,000 fine category, items 1 and 15, 2025R-049 and -273.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, reports have not been filed in these particular cases. There are more priors involved in both of them. In conversation with, or responses back and forth between the Board of Elections. Both committees shouldn't be terminated because of either balances in the account or other circumstances. And so my recommendation here is to find a violation and simply impose a fine of $2,000. I'll be glad to answer any other questions the commission may have.
Great. Any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Looks like we have one more guest. Okay.
Just you against.
All right, I'm gonna start using that in my Teams meetings,
Very good.
non-speaking guests. All right, very good. Okay. Moving on to items 38 and 41 respectively, cases 2022R-4. Oh,
Oh, no, we're still up here.
I apologize. Am I missing? Oh, sorry. I apologize,
We're up there, so.
everyone. I apologize. We are on items 2 and 3, cases 2025R-088 and -091. That's the Madelone and Mickey.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, there are prior matters involved in both of these campaign committees. Reports have not yet been filed. I don't think as it relates to one or the other of them. It's been a while since reports have been filed, maybe even only a designation of treasurer has been submitted. And so my recommendation here is to find violation, impose a $2,000 fine, but also to declare the committee terminated.
Any idea of remainder account balances in either?
I could look up, but like I said, I think any report, when I did the previous research into this, any report that was filed showed zero balance. And or only a designation of treasurer was filed. I think that's the case for the deed.
Okay. If I missed that, I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or a motion?
Move to adopt.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Now we're gonna skip down to those other ones I was excited about.
There
Items
you go.
38 and 41, cases 22R-412 and 2023R-183.
So I'm double checking on 183. While no reports have been filed, as it relates to 412. In 183, a report was filed. We imposed a per diem fine. This is, again, as it relates to 412 beneficial to the Board of Elections, in terms of declaring the committee terminated. I think there was only a designation of treasurer filed. As it relates to 183, though, a report was filed in July. This was for a 23 annual that was originally due on January 31, 2023. And so my recommendation is to reconsider these matters, vacate the previous imposition of per diem fine, and instead impose a fine of $250.
Are there any questions or is there a motion
Oh, and I would say and declare the committee terminated.
in both cases?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions with that extended recommendation? All right, is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 46, 2023S-035.
Yeah. Filings were made earlier this week. I had ongoing conversations with the treasurer for this group. They have filed termination reports. They got rid of their money a long time ago, according to their reports, of the responses. And my recommendation is to reconsider the outstanding matters, vacate the previous imposition of the per diem fine, consolidate the two cases, and instead impose a fine of $400. in my conversation with the treasurer as related to trying getting these resolved, they were satisfied with this recommendation.
Very good. Are there any questions or is there a motion?
I have a question to the director.
Mhm.
Just, is there a particular reason this wasn't listed with the other Secretary of State cases?
Because it's a reconsideration matter. I informed them that we were bringing this forward, and they were satisfied, with the fact that we were resolving it in this manner.
Okay, great.
Okay, very good. Any additional questions or is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We're on 42, case 2023R-184.
The report, this is a matter from 2023 where we found a violation. It imposed a fine of $400 for case number 2022R006 in 2022. Subsequent, it was failure to file the 22 annual report. It was due on January 31st. It was filed in July of that year. And so my recommendation here is to reconsider the matter, vacate the previous imposition of the per diem fine, instead impose a fine of $500.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions or is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, unanimously passes. Moving on to the next case category, items 37, 39, 40. And those are case numbers 2022R-251, 2023R-072, and -163. Gary, Clifford, and Smith.
Just double checking. CW's on these matters, Madam Chair. My recommendation is to reconsider the matters, vacate previous imposition of the per diem fine, instead impose a fine of $2,000 and declare the committees terminated. As I did my research on these matters, the cases involved either only the filing of a designation of treasurer. And so this is more or less helpful to the Board of Elections in terms of declaring these committees terminated to get them out of their records. And so they don't have to worry about submitting any subsequent matter to the commission.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions?
Yeah, just a question to the executive director. Is this the first violation of all of these? Are there?
No, there are prior.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right, very good. Any additional questions or is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. Moving on to page 3, hearing item 45, case 2014-030.
I was in contact with the complainant here, and he has indicated that he has no desire to further pursue this situation. Said it was actually resolved 10 years ago with a matter being taken to the Ethics Commission. And so he was satisfied with my recommendation to dismiss this for failure to prosecute.
Are there any questions of the executive director or is there a motion?
So moved.
I have a question.
Okay.
Let's say that he did want to move forward. Could we do anything given it's past the statute of limitations?
We've already considered it. It would certainly be an interesting challenge as it relates to that.
I mean, he's okay, he's okay with it. I'm just curious, given the time frame.
Right.
I heard a motion, I'll second it.
All right. Looks like we have a quasi resolve on a question, a motion and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 46.
Same here, Madam Chair, members of the commission.
Hang tight for 1 second, just for the record, 205G-020. You got it.
Reached out to the council for the complaint here as well. And they have no desire to further prosecute this matter. And so I'm recommending that we dismiss this matter for failure to prosecute.
Very good. Are there any questions or is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, a double second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. That motion passes unanimously. That does conclude our agenda with the exception of other business, and that is just the awareness that our next meeting is on December 18th. For benefit of commission members, we are going to try to convene for the Christmas holiday style dinner, which is, that is the normal process procedure of the commission. We want to honor that. So if you know of any previous commission members, please reach out to them, extend an offering. Would you guys like to do an early gathering after? Well, I guess in order to give other commission members the benefit of time, we need to gauge, what do we think the agenda looks like next
I
meeting?
think we've got some continuances from today's meeting
But is that, I mean, that's truly the only outliers?
and a couple of matters. One, I will be recommending that we again dismiss for failure to prosecute. And there's possibility of one other case in which I would recommend that we dismiss it only because Mr. Richter made a bad recommendation early on to set the matter for hearing.
Okay, well then, as a chair, my recommendation, and I'm willing to hear all and any feedback, my recommendation would be that we choose a location for lunch, maybe Schmitz or somewhere else that people would feel comfortable gathering, and maybe aim for 1 p.m. That may give us a brief time in between the recess. But it would also allow others time to travel in and hopefully give us enough time to travel out if weather is not great on the 18th. You guys feel comfortable with the 1 p.m.? I'm willing to squeeze to a 12, knowing our desire for efficiency, but I just don't know if anything else is gonna provide. That's less than an hour meeting. I say let's do noon at Schmitz or somewhere else and maybe go Dutch. How does that strike everyone? Okay.
And Phil, do you have the email addresses of previous commission members that you reached out to before? If you would just
Yes.
send it to them,
I was glad to go to the.
share some stories.
It's the
I would gladly do so.
Okay. All right, so
Atkins then. It's like.
for purpose of communicating to other commission members, you guys want to say noon, 1?
One is good.
Ever.
1, okay, 1 p.m. Schmitz, just lunch in honor of precedent of convening as a commission and body. I can work on
I was
that.
gonna say, I can look into it, but I think they do, but I have no idea, to be honest.
And if there are any issues with needing to pull a catering of any sort, I don't know, do you want to get a head count on former commission members? Do you have a mechanism for reaching out to them?
Yeah, I can reach out by email to most everybody.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Okay, well then maybe we'll throw a deadline on reservation by end of week next week. That way we can give due notice to Schmitz
So,
and see if they even have availability of the party room upstairs. And if so, then if we need to do something catering wise, I'm glad to help maybe cover the larger amount if we want to then just split it up according, if that's helpful. Okay, okay. All right, or if there's no budget left. So, okay, very good. I think that's it, unless there's anything else that the commission wants to address.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Very good. Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And be safe travel. We'll see you on the 18th.